Welcome, Lucy and Nery, to Dumb Bitch HQ.
Hey guys, look what I can do.
You dumb bitch.
Call an ambulance.
Hello, everybody. A special last minute episode. It's me, Lucy-Furr, and with me is, as usual, Nery.
Hello.
And with us, as usual, is producer.
What's up?
But with us, there's something a bit more unusual. Today we have a spontaneous guest, currently beefing with a redback spider. He throws knives. He's one of the death-defying stud muffins of Infamous the Show, doing his most death-defying stunt yet, a podcast with a drag queen. Here's Jansen Grant.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
All good. Thank you for coming along.
My pleasure.
How have you found Nara and the Shoalhaven?
Through a map usually.
Oh, well, that's true.
They haven't struck us out of the maps yet. We're going strong.
That's
Most
good.
people put in like avoid Nara.
It's
Along with the avoid
you've got
tolls.
the tolls, avoid the tolls, avoid highways, avoid Nara.
Yeah.
Avoid Ashays in Nara.
No, it was, look, don't get me wrong, I love Nara until this morning. I woke up and my electric scooter had been stolen straight out of the bloody showgrounds.
Oh.
It was my own fault. I did leave it outside. It was
Well,
my own fault. But,
That's Nara for
yeah,
you.
not too impressed by that.
No.
Welcome
But
to town.
it's a beautiful area. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I haven't been here since 2018.
Wow.
So
a lot's
yeah,
changed since
just a
then.
few years now.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
More
Nice.
shops are
It
closing.
does.
It's going well.
And all the shops are closing. But like the bushwalks and the rivers and stuff, it's all very nice.
We went
there.
on Ben's Walk yesterday,
Yeah.
right behind the showgrounds. That was amazing.
It's so nice.
It's amazing that it's
Beautiful.
just tucked there. It's
yeah,
just-
I
there.
couldn't believe it. Like you go to the edge of the showgrounds and there's a fence, and then there's a little hanging rock with the whole circle of life holding Simba up thing. But yeah, you look over the river, it's beautiful, and then everyone's like, "No, you got to go for the walk," and I'm like.
There's a walk?
Do I look like I walk? Like seriously, come on. I
Do you look
It's
like
more
you
of a
walk?
meander.
To be fair, out of the four of us, the one who walks is diagonal from me.
yeah, but I don't like it. This is why I had an electric scooter.
Well, that
Had.
Keyword is
now.
had, yeah.
Had. Yeah.
But no, it was absolutely beautiful. We there was about maybe 6 of us that went for a walk, and then my little cousin, she's only 4 years old, so
Oh, love.
yeah, we went for a walk. It was amazing. It
It's
was nice to
great
just
down
get out of
there.
the caravan and off the showgrounds, even though it's right on the showgrounds. But getting up into there, and it was nice. Went through a couple of little caves and scared the shit out of some of the guys. But it was fun.
It does feel like a whole nother world over there. I mean,
It really does.
we've filmed a short film down there. We've done some photo shoots down there. And yeah, it's a really nice little corner.
I do love that it's just tucked away.
And now you can visit it because it's not raining. Or
Oh, mate,
It's
the rain's
true.
been so annoying. Like it's
And
been
the
horrible.
wind?
The wind has been just as bad. We like that ground that we're on at the showgrounds is so soft. We couldn't even drive the trucks on when we were setting up.
I'm not
So
surprised.
we had to sort of like unload everything with the Bobcat machine and then like drive it on slowly over track mats and not dig up the ground and
Yeah.
everything.
Jesus.
It took an extra day and a half
I
to
bet.
set it all up.
really?
And then we set it up and then, sunshine for a day and then it starts blowing a gale.
yeah.
It's a horrible.
Yeah, because I came along to opening night, and that was probably the windiest day that Nara's had for
Yeah.
ever.
It's,
Yeah.
And I'm
it's
like,
crazy.
these crazy people are in a dang tent swinging upside down. That's trust. That's faith.
Oh,
That's
look,
faith
we
in the
were
elements.
so close to cancelling the show because of
Yeah.
the wind. Obviously,
Yeah.
we have a duty of care to the
Absolutely.
to the customers and the performers, but we've been doing it long enough. We can read grounds, we can read the wind. Obviously,
Yeah.
things can happen, but it got to the point where we were like, okay, yeah, we gotta end this, and then it died off, and then it was like, okay, we're good to go, and then it hung around a little bit longer, and then just see ya. That was it.
Fair.
Does it change the way you do the performance if it's weather like that?
It depends. So if it's really, really bad, we'll try and tighten everything up a little bit more, just so that we're not in. It's just so that people aren't in the tent for as long. But apart from that, it really all just depends on how bad it is. If the whole sides of the tent are like
Yeah.
like that, then we'll just
Bonkers,
get everyone out of the
yeah.
tent and be like, no, sorry, we'll postpone it or start a bit later. We've done it where we started the show an hour late because
Fair.
the wind, But yeah, it's not worth it. It's really
Yeah.
not worth
Absolutely.
it. We'd rather
because
extend
you guys are
another
up
week or
there
so.
doing some pretty wild shit, I must
yeah.
say. There was a moment watching the first night, so I've seen it twice now, and I think it is just amazing. And there's a point where you are up on your big spinny metal thing, and I'm sitting there clutching my chest, being like, "Get down from there! What are you doing?" Like a maternal mom, I'm like, "Get down!" And then you do. You're like, I don't know if it's scripted or not, but that's a secret for another time. You're like,
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh yeah, that, and I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore. And my poor friend almost passed away at least 6 times through the show.
But isn't that the joy of it, though? It's the magic of it. That's the thing, is you're not knowing if it's real or if it's scripted. The same as in theatre, you know? You're like,
absolutely.
You guys would know more than anyone what it's like when you have to go off script or you have to
And the
improvise or something
only
like
person who knows that it's not scripted is you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Love
on stage, we once had a woman cut her hand on a glass.
That's true.
We don't normally have glass on stage, but we had some fake alcohol bottle. Well, we had a bunch of alcohol bottles with fake alcohol in them. And
Fake.
she I wish it wasn't.
That's some Leonardo DiCaprio method acting there.
But she literally, like, a bottle broke. She cut her hand and she kept going.
Yeah.
She is so
Professional.
pro.
Oh, yeah. It happens. It actually happened to me here in now 2015, I think it was. I was doing the Wheel of Death, and
that's what it's called?
Yeah, the Wheel of Death. Its
Wow,
name is.
that tracks.
Is that the thing with the thing and the 2 wheel bits? And it
The
goes
2
round
wheels of
and
death.
round?
Yeah.
I've seen that at a different circus, like a bajillion
Oh,
years
sure.
ago.
She goes to
Yeah.
other circuses.
I went with my niece. She was a child, okay?
No, it's all right. I understand. It's fine. You know.
And there was a
So we're
guy
not
with
good enough.
sparkly pants. I was young. I had a crush. Anywho.
How long ago was this?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
Oh my God, your childhood crush is
Was it
right
you?
here.
Most likely. I've done the wheel, and I've been to 3 different circuses that have shown here in Nowra over the last 10 years. So
Okay,
possibly.
I'm going to redact that.
Redacted.
Redact it.
How you
but
doing?
no,
How you doing?
married.
I've just gone red.
Aw.
I go red very easily.
She doesn't, though.
Yeah, sorry. So back to it. Yeah, so I was
Oh,
doing
yeah,
the
it's the thingy? Oh, yeah,
the
that's
Wheel
cool.
of Death.
I
that's
love
the
that
one.
thing.
Yeah, it's great. So I was doing that here, and I do a trick in there where I do a somersault, but I land outside of it on the ground, turn around, grab on, swing back around.
Jesus Christ.
It was totally
And
this guy.
I mistimed it, and I hit my head a bit on the side of it,
Oh.
and I put a bit of a split in there, and I was like, okay, I didn't notice it at first, so I get back in, keep going along, stop style, hey, and some ladies just looked at me, and she's like pointing at her head, she's like, your head, and I was like, what? I didn't know, and then I like wiped away what I thought was sweat, looked down at my hand, and it was just blood over my hand, and I was like,
Oh.
well, that's not good.
Oh,
So I finished the act. As soon as the act was done, I ran into my car, jumped in, went up to the hospital. They cleaned it up, put some super glue into it. I ran back to the lot, got into a costume for the trapeze, and went back in and done the trapeze.
That's wild.
That's insane.
That's commitment to the
That is
craft. I
commitment.
love
No,
it.
yeah, you got to.
No concussion care.
The show must go on.
That's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've performed with a giant rusty bobby pin in your head.
It wasn't
so, you know.
rusty when it went in.
No, that's true. It's rusty now. You put it in my hand and I nearly threw up.
I had an industrial sized bobby pin. I was doing a performance. I threw myself back on a leather bed and it skewered my scalp and slid across in between my skull and my flesh.
That wig was not going anywhere.
It wasn't going anywhere, but I took it off and there was just blood all down the back of my head. And a few years later, we do this podcast. I recount the story and I pass the bobby pin to the producer and I'm like, hey, do you know what that is?
Mind
And
you,
she's like,
in a bar, like days later, I had not really. And I'm like, what is.
yeah. And now it's framed on a wall in Dumb Bitch HQ.
Nothing wrong with a little tetanus between friends.
We love that. Sharing is caring, right?
I used to record
100%.
wrestling when I lived in Victoria, and the amount of people you see just get concussed on the wrong move, the wrong whatever, and then you just got to keep going. They have to finish the match, whether they call it on the fly and finish it early.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's great. Like things happen in entertainment.
It happens so often. Like there's another story. My brother used to do the Wheel of Death before I was doing it. And he was running late to come into the show because he fell into a hole, twisted his ankle. And, so he got up and he's like, oh, it's a bit sore. He was limping a little bit, but, the adrenaline gets going, so you're fine. So he goes in to do it. I said to him, I said, I'll do it. I'll finish it off. He's like, no, I'm okay. So he goes in to do it. I'm like, okay. So I'm standing at the base spotting him, making sure that he's all right. And he goes in and he does the first part of the routine, and about maybe 2 minutes into it, he starts skipping. and he twists his ankle again and falls out. And so I've seen it as soon as he's twisted his ankle, I've seen him coming out of it, and he was only just a bit above my head height from the ground, so that was okay. So I ran under to try and get him, and his head hit my knee, knocked him out.
Oh.
And so he's laying on the ground. I'm looking at him. I've looked at the boots. I've started untying his boots, and my dad and my cousin are grabbing him, and they're like trying to drag him under the back door curtain. And I'm grabbing his boots, taking them off, putting them on. And I get up and I put the boots on, and I get up and I finish the act. And as I get onto there, my grandmother goes, "Oh, we got another victim. Here we go."
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I got up and I finished the act, and he's out cold out the back door.
Jesus. Well, as you said earlier, the show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your brother, like your grandma, your dad, your little cousin, little niece.
My little niece, yeah.
So is it a family?
It's a family
company?
show, yeah.
Okay.
So my cousin owns this circus.
Oh, okay.
And his sister and her daughter are on the show as well, and his wife as well. And him and my father grew up together on our grandfather's circus.
Okay, so it goes back.
It goes way back. So
Wow.
we're part of the Ashton family,
There
which has
you
been in
go.
Australia for about 175 years or something like that. So
Amazing.
8 generations of performers now.
Wow.
You know who would have loved to be here? Glitch.
That little freak's living somewhere in a dark cave somewhere else.
Yeah, Glitch.
Yeah,
I
you,
have to pull Glitch
you
out of
wouldn't
my
have seen
walls.
them when you were on your walk in the caves, but they would have seen you.
Very true.
They're my sleep paralysis demon and also my drag sibling.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
The
I have a sleep
cryptid of
paralysis
Nara.
demon too.
Yeah.
I haven't named it yet, but still.
You should.
Oh, it named
Play
itself.
Uno.
Oh,
With,
okay.
play Uno with that.
I was kind of hoping for one like Big Mouth, you know, the hormone monster on that. That's what I was hoping for one like that, but it's then the old one that's in there, the one that's like decrepit. It's like, what are you doing?
Basically. Oh, geez. You would see so much wild shit in your line of work. Give us a little example of something silly that you've seen a member of the crowd. Do people just lose it?
Oh, mate, you
I can only begin to imagine how wild some people get.
We've had a few wild ones in this show. This show especially because it's an adult show, you know,
Yeah.
like everyone gets a little bit loose, you know, they have a few drinks and stuff like that, and they think that whatever goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they'll try and grab the girls or grab us.
Yeah, can't do that.
For me, I don't care. Like for me, I can handle myself. I don't mind if people come up and like start touching me or wanting hugs and kisses. I had a lady put her hand down my pants and grab me, and I'm just like, whoa.
Oh my
Let me undo my
gosh.
fly.
Yeah,
Take me to dinner first, lady.
Exactly. Yeah.
my.
No, it's amazing some of the things that people do. I had one lady, we were doing the male strip review that we do in that one. So we used to walk up into the crowd, turn around, and we'd like stare at the crowd and then start walking down. And we had to wait for a certain beat of the song to start stepping. So I was there a touch early, turned around, and a woman slaps me on the ass. And I'm like, okay, no, that I didn't mind. But then she grabs my ass, but then decides to start knocking on the back door.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, no! I jumped 10 feet in the fucking air. I was like, "Hey, whoa, shit!"
Press fast forward, DJ. Fast forward the song.
Gee whiz. Bitches be thirsty.
Oh, I do know. It's
Was this in Nara too? Because I would not be
this was
surprised.
last night.
Really?
In fact, here she is
Nara,
right
get
now.
your shit together.
It was Lucy.
Look,
I
listen,
wouldn't
it
put it
was
past her.
it was me. That's why you came back for more.
I mean, she's had that many drag children. I would not put it past her.
Hey, now we're gonna have
I
a
don't need any more
drag
siblings.
circus hybrid. So
Oh, that would be so cool. I want to learn like the aerial hoop thing, but I'm afraid of heights.
Hey, I'm shit scared of heights. Don't get me wrong. Like,
I would never imagine.
despite what I do,
no
I
upper body
actually
strength.
have a bit of a
Really?
fear of heights.
crazy.
I've fallen from the wheel numerous times now. I've slid from the top of the tent down because I was climbing up there, putting safety gear up and stuff like that. Slipped and started sliding along. We do it. I climb up the tent all the time, and it's no issue.
Yeah.
What it is when I'm standing on top of the wheel, it's only very narrow. Like you've only got a space probably the size of this chair where you're standing,
Wow.
where there's literally just nothing in front of you, nothing behind you, and then on either side of you. And you just stop and look down, and you're like, holy shit.
I was mesmerized, and I struggle to walk in a straight line at the best of times. I'm like, this This motherfucker is just, and then jumping and then skip roping. I'm like, this is just
Dude,
so
I'm
beyond my
clumsy as fuck.
comprehension.
Honest
On
to
the
God, no.
ground?
On the ground, yeah. I'll trip over a blade of grass. That's how clumsy I am. If there's a hole in the carpet or the stage or anything, I will find it. Doesn't matter, even if I will probably never walk in that area ever. But this one time, it'll be like, oh, I need to step here, and then snap, there it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're in the air,
Exactly, yeah. When I'm on that thing, it's the same thing. Like, I will never, ever jump out of a plane. I am shit scared of that. I only went bungee jumping for the first time a couple of years ago, and that was scary enough for me.
Damn.
We went up in Cairns and we done a deal with. We usually try and do deals with the local things like that. Like we'll give them like 20 free tickets or something like that, and then they'll give us a heap of stuff to do as well. Like even the gyms, we go to the gyms when we're in town, and we'll talk to them and we'll do a deal for them so their staff can come and see the show, and then our staff can go train.
Yeah.
So we done that with
Business.
the crew. Yeah, exactly. It's all just trade. That's exactly what it is. So we done it when we were up in Cairns, and they contacted us and seen if we wanted to do it. So we said, hell yeah. And I said, the only way that I would do it is if I go first.
So you don't have to like think about it.
I don't want to hear the other people shouting out, shit. I want to be the guy that they're all scared of. So we get to the base of it. You know, they harness us up, they talk us through the safety procedures and everything like that. It's like, cool, sweet. They're like, all right, start heading up. And I sprint up those stairs. And this is like 50 meters high. So it's quite a long way to run. And I'm not a fan of climbing or running or anything like that. So
It's crazy that you keep saying that, but you do this for work.
yes,
Right?
I do that for work, and then I'm out the back huffing and puffing for 20 minutes going, why the fuck do I do this? So anyway, we get to the
We are so
top.
similar.
OnlyFans is a thing. Just say.
I may have a spicy page on Instagram.
Okay,
We'll get into that in a second. Lucy's eyes just lit up.
if you got the sparkly pants, she'll probably.
I mean,
Shut
you know,
up.
childhood crush over here. I don't think that's me.
Teenage.
So yeah, we get up to the top, and there's me and my cousin's husband, and you know he's like 6 foot tall. He's my partner on the wheel. He's the other guy that runs for me. So we're sitting there talking. We're first in line, and they call us up, and they're like, "All right, guys, come on in." So we're in our harnesses. They drag us down. They're like, "All right," point to my cousin-in-law and go, "All right, you're in seat number 1." Point to me and say, "You're in seat number 2." And I'm like, "Fuck." He just turns to me and starts laughing his ass off. I'm like, God damn it. So instantaneously, I get anxiety, and I'm just like, oh no, stuff this. What the hell am I doing? Why are you doing this? They sit us down, and then they clip him on with the rope, and then they stop, and they're like looking, and they start talking to each other, and they call on the radio or some shit like that. Then they're like, unclip him, get up. They're like, come with us for a second. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, no, he's just in the wrong harnesses all. And I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, so you move over to number 1. I'm like, yes!
Put him right in the right harness.
Oh, shit. I was like, oh, thank fuck. But I honestly thought something was wrong with his. And he's like, it was just one size too big. So
he would just
when they tightened it up. Exactly.
Straight
I mean,
through.
he's like quite a skinny guy. So yeah, he would have just fallen straight through. But yeah, so they put me into seat number 1. They clip me up and everything like that. And my heart is pounding. Like it's racing so hard. And my hands are shaking and everything like that. And they're like, okay, come up, stand to the edge. And they're like, we're going to hold you. We just want you to lean out over the ledge and have a look. And I'm like, oh, shit. And it literally went like tunnel vision. Like everything just expanded and just went away and then came back into focus. And I'm like, oh, God. And they're holding me and they're like, okay, we're going to count to 3 and we're going to let you go. And I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And my best mate, he was videoing this down at the base. He didn't want to do it at all. So he's videoing on my phone. And they're like, all right, we're going to count to 3 and we're going to let you go. And they're like, 1, 2, 3, and they let me go. And I just instantaneously, everything just went quiet. Like I couldn't hear anything.
Wow.
I just seen water in front of me. And all I shouted out was, fuck you! My mate got it on video, which was great.
Nice.
And I stopped about maybe, half a foot from the water. I wanted to actually like splash the water because they asked if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go the full thing. And yeah, I stopped halfway through and I'm like about a half a foot away and I'm like, no! And I back up, bounced like 2 or 3 times. And then they lower us down onto the little jetty thing and, take us away. And then I was like, oh, that was awesome. They're like, "Do you want to do it again?" I was like, "Fuck no."
Once is good enough.
Once is enough. Once is enough.
Damn, I could never. Like,
No.
I think no.
A broken rubber brought me into this world. A broken rubber's not taking me out.
I can't even climb like ladders, so I'm not. I froze on the top of a ladder and I had to get pulled off of the ladder. So no, no, thank you.
Could you imagine if they did that? Sorry to cut you off. Could you imagine if they did that thing where they're like, on the count of 3, 1, 2,
Oh yeah, I hate that.
I hate that.
like a
See,
needle?
I would have done that shit.
I do that to people.
Yeah.
I don't like it being done to me.
I'm the same.
But I would much prefer it because the simple fact is that if I know exactly how long I've got to do that thing, then I'm like I freak out more.
Every
I've got
every
too much time to think
millisecond.
about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's exactly, and that's why I will never jump out of a plane, because you've got to get into the goddamn plane, you've got to take off with the plane, then you've got to get to cruising
Drive
out.
around,
Exactly
yeah.
right.
No.
And for me, I'm just like, no, that's
Absolutely
too much anxiety for
Too
me.
much preparation.
Mentally, I
Exactly.
think I can jump out of a plane, but I can't. I would not bungee jump. Just being held like
My
that.
whole
Yeah.
spine
Oh.
would fall out.
I'm pretty sure your wooden legs would fall off.
Neri is wooden from the belly button down. He's very sensitive about it, but we love to remind him.
Yeah. 'Cause apparently, you can forget something like that.
yeah. What were you going to say before?
That.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just that.
See, I went on the giant drop in Queensland like years ago. I've always been like a chubby individual. And my cheeks touch my eyebrows. And ever since, I'm like, I'm never gonna let gravity touch me in that way ever again.
Isn't that ball thing? You
Is
get
that
in
the
and-
thing in
No,
Wet
it's
Wild,
the thing where you
or-
got the giant tower and then it
just
drops you.
drops.
That's why it's called the
Oh,
giant
okay.
drop. Crazy.
It's just a big tower here, and it's got like a 360 pedestal on there with
Oh, ew.
like different seats on it.
Oh, is that, it's like
Hate
the,
that.
and it like shakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
back
And
in
then
the day when Wonderland had Space Probe 7.
Yeah,
Kinda
similar to
like
that one. Yeah, so it'd
Yeah, I didn't get
shoot
to
you
go to
up,
Wonderland.
Yeah.
and then it'd hold you up there for ages, and then
Yeah,
and
I
it'd just
remember,
drop you
yeah.
down.
Oh, there was
Oh.
a Batman one
There
like
was a
that at
Batman
Movie
one.
World.
Batman's
that
got
we
one at
did.
Movie World, yeah.
I
But
did,
yeah,
like,
that
on-
one there, I agree. That one, I went on it, and even me, I was like, oh fuck this.
And my partner at the time was just like, oh my God, that screw's not screwed in properly.
Oh,
and I'm like,
that
why would you
bitch.
say that? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Such an overthinker. It's not even funny.
Have you seen the video of the guy in? It must be. I think he's in America or something like that, and he does it on the roller coasters and stuff. Harnesses them in, and as they're about to shoot off, he goes, "Oh, hang on a second. There's a bolt that's come loose."
Oh, and
Yeah,
then
he's already
that's
pushed the
bitch.
button, and they shoot off.
Oh, and they're like,
I've never seen that.
I
would-
have. It's hilarious.
Oh, they're great videos. Some of the reactions from people are hilarious.
Wait, what? No!
I did that at Wet and Wild. They've got like this. It's like a Superman style swing. Like you get strapped into this harness and you're like Supermaning across.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I'm terrified of heights. My ex made me do it. I was so mad at him because he was like, "If we don't go on, you'll ruin our holiday." Ugh. It was an extra $50 each. Fuck
Holy
that.
shit!
Oh yeah, he was bad. Anywho, not talking about him, talking about the thing.
Oh, okay.
So
The
I get-
thing she didn't want to write.
yeah.
I mean,
Neither of them.
let's not go into that.
No comment. Redact it.
But it like it pulls you up. Like they got us in and we were like strapped in together, and it pulls you up, and then you have to like I was like, I am not holding on to the pull
Oh, yeah.
cord
You've got your own pull line.
because
yeah.
we're not falling.
Yeah.
So he had the pull cord, and I'm pretty sure he did the whole 3, 2, and then he did it before he said 1. And we're just like, you swing out, and it feels like you're swinging across the whole of Wet and Wild.
Yeah.
And I was screaming the entire way up, the entire way back. When they tried to get us off, they bring the cherry picker up to pull you down. I was shaking like a chihuahua. I was just like, I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't breathe. I was terrified. It was the worst day ever.
Bonkers.
Bonkers.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Never
I'm not
again.
a fan of those ones either.
Fair. So we have some questions for you.
Yep.
Right. So
So I have a question before you start with
Go.
the official questions. So, because it's a family event, if you have a family member that say wants to become a doctor, are they ousted from the family?
You want
like
to be a
not in
doctor?
this
Ew.
family.
We kind of encourage them to do that.
Yeah, that would make sense having a doctor on team.
No, it does happen. It does happen. My cousin, same age as me, she's actually a professor over in America. She left
Oh.
and she became a professional student first. Then she started to become a professor.
there
And she's
you
living in
go.
America now with her wife and in California. I went and visited them a couple of years ago, and they took me all the way around and everything like that. But yeah, she's done that. My auntie as well. My older cousin left and went to Bond University to become a vet, and
Wow.
she's living in Tasmania now.
Oh,
Same thing,
cool.
hasn't been in circus for 30 years nearly.
But do most of the family try it and then they're like, not for me?
Most of us, from when we're born, basically, we are on the show with the family, and we can learn different things. You know, like we'll learn to tumble and juggle and do a bit of clowning and acrobatics and stuff like that. And then as we get older, if we want to progress onto something else, like Wheel of Death or Flying Trapeze, any of those kinds of things, we'll do it. If not, if we don't want to do it, if we don't want to be a part of it, we're not forced to do it. We're encouraged to follow whatever we want to do.
I love that.
I love
That's
that.
so good.
And that's the beauty of it. Like I've on the off season, I've went and worked numerous jobs. Like I started a boilermaking apprenticeship when I was about 18. I left the show for a bit with my then partner, and started a welding apprenticeship. Then 6 months into it, my dad had a heart attack, so I went back to the show to take over while he was in hospital. And then I just never went back to doing it. But I'm still doing welding and everything now. Like I've got my own little business going.
Oh,
building
nice.
props for
Cool.
other people and stuff. Literally, like before I rocked up here, I was out there welding and grinding away, and I was like,
Fixing the
I gotta
Wheel
go.
of Death so that he doesn't die.
Well, I build all of those as well.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, so I built 9 of them now.
Wow.
Yeah. So then that's for all around the world. So I've got ones that are over in South Africa and some are in Europe, one in America. Yeah.
So if you die, it's your fault.
Damn straight.
What?
Shit.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But I know deep down that you weren't wielding metal before you came here. You were using a blowtorch to kill a redback spider.
Look, we don't talk about the redback spider, all
Why
right?
not?
That incident was not fun for me.
It's just a baby.
It definitely was not a fucking baby. The thing's sack on that was bigger than mine.
It's true. It's true.
This thing was huge.
It was a
They
very
don't know the story, do they?
No,
No.
they don't.
Oh, okay.
We're
So-
coming into this blind, but it sounds
It
hilarious.
sounds great.
Okay, so I've got my ute. It's got all my tools in there for welding and stuff. And so yesterday I pulled up out front of my caravan, opened the sides up, and I was like, okay, I need to start welding. I've got these 2 little fold up tables. I reach in and I grab the top of the table, and I stop because I saw something move, and I'm like, fucking hand moved straight away. I was like, that's what the fuck. And then I see this little red stripe, and I'm like, oh fuck.
How's necrosis sound?
Oh, it
Necrotic damage.
Oh my god, I was like, nah, that's and so I straight away, obviously, onto Instagram, straight up, videoing it, zooming in, showing the size of this fucking thing. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave him there for a second. He's fine. So I drag the table out, open it all up, set it up. In the span of me taking the table out of the ute and putting it on the ground, he disappeared.
Oh.
Oh no.
And I
hate
couldn't
that.
see him anywhere. I was like, what the fuck? Where is he? No, okay, cool. So I set up, do all my welding and everything like that. Great. This morning, when I start work, doing all the work as well, same thing. I go to pick up something off the ground. Same fucking thing happens. I see this little red dot move, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then I got an actual good like viewing of it. The thing was huge. Like I'm not talking like in bragging about it and just saying
It is a big
it was
red bag.
fucking huge. And I'm just like, God damn it. So I find something to move it around with, and it disappeared again. And I couldn't find it, and
You
I
don't
started
have a bed
freaking
buddy.
out. So I grabbed my blowtorch out of the truck, light it up, and I just like, what the fuck am I going to light? What the hell? There's nothing there to light.
Goodbye, you.
I just wanted to set fire to everything and just be like, nah, fuck it, I'm going.
It's the spider
We'll
circus
start
now.
a
I'm
new
out.
circus. The spider just walks into a big empty tent and is like, yes, this is my show now. It's mine.
I think that
It's
that
fine.
spider was in love. I think that's what it is. It's just hanging out in the tools.
It'll pump out a bunch of babies and be like, now it's a family show.
Exactly.
Yes.
Look, I wouldn't care. If I got powers like Spider-Man, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I would
That'd be
gladly let it bite
That'd
me.
be helpful.
But I'll just end up sick and losing my fucking arm or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or it'll be something stupid and it'll make me, paralyzed in my pinky or some crap like that.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man powers suck.
Stupid. You'll get osteoporosis. So some questions. And feel free to answer it as long or as short as you like.
Okay.
We'll try
How
not
long
to
have you
interrupt.
been a part of the show?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
Yeah.
All
born and raised.
170 years? That's pretty cool. I think it's great that it's a family thing.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Like I grew up with all my cousins, my aunties, my uncles, my brothers and sisters, you know, and even just normal friends that we had on the show as well. It was a beautiful life to grow up in, you know, like I had elephants in my backyard, lions and tigers, horses, you know, dogs and everything.
dream.
So for me, it was great. You know, I've seen all of Australia except for Ayers Rock. That's the only part. I haven't been to Central Australia yet. I've been all the way up to Darwin, across Cairns, across to WA. I've gone all over the world doing what I do. You know, it's such a beautiful industry. It's
wild.
It is.
That's fine. So I had a question there and I forgot it.
So what's keeping you guys from going to, like, was it Central? Like Australia?
Yeah, so like out to Alice Springs and
uninhabited.
stuff. It's a long way to go. That's the problem. Like we went up to Darwin and we had to go from Mount Isa across to Darwin. So for us, we drive all of our own semis and everything like that. There was 4 drivers on the show at the time. 4 drivers on the show at the time. So me, my brother, my cousin, and my cousin's husband. So we were doing those trips, and we were doing 2 trips each. Okay. And because you can only drive 12 hours a day on a logbook in Australia, in Queensland. So we would do one trip all the way across and then all the way back. And that was 12 hours round trip because, you know, there was nowhere to stop. So you could only drive to certain stops and then you'd have to turn around and go back. Other times we done like 12 hours of just straight driving, stayed there the night, then 12 hours back to the town. And then, you know, we done it across to Adelaide and it took us 3 weeks to do that. You know, because we've at the time we had, I think, 15 semi-trailer trips. Jeez. So, you know, and there was only 3 drivers at that point. So we were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
What a nightmare.
Worst part about that is I had just lost my car and caravan on that trip. So we were going from Sydney to Adelaide and I was driving ahead. My best mate was behind me with his car and his partner was in the car with him. And then our other best mate was driving my car and caravan. He stayed behind a bit to travel through with my cousin. And so we get up past Gundagai Way and we pulled over to have a bit of a break. And we're out stretching around and everything like that. And our mate calls me and I was like, oh, hey, here we go. I was literally filming on Instagram. So I was like, oh, screw it. I'll answer this. I was like, hey, you sexy bastard. How you doing? And he goes, hey, mate, I'm so sorry. Everything's wrecked. And I was just like, what do you mean, mate? He's like, it's all gone. And I was like, yeah, stop playing, mate. And then my mate's girlfriend, she was like, I don't think he's playing. And I was like, what's happened? He goes, I've had an accident. And I was like, fuck, are you okay? And he's like, oh, I'm good. I said, is anybody else hurt or anything like that? He's like, no one else was involved. I said, okay, cool. That's all right. So what's happened? He goes, oh, look, the car's flipped around and the caravan's gone up against the wall and like it's just smashed everything. And my heart just sank and I was just like, whoa. So that was quite painful. So yeah, like so I done that, sorted all of that out, went and picked up all my stuff off the side of the road and ended up back at where we were and continued driving. So, you know, doing more trips back and forth. And I had a contract to go overseas. I was actually supposed to be over in Canada at the moment with a big circus. And 2 days after the accident, I'm about to get in the truck again, and I get an email saying that they cancelled the contract and cancelled the whole tour.
Shit.
So I was just like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no.
So for 3 hours in the truck, I had no music playing. No air conditioning or anything like that. I was just driving along and I'm just like, motherfucker.
Hello,
What the
darkness,
hell?
my old friend.
Yeah,
Pretty
basically.
much. Jeez.
Yeah, so that entire trip. And then we had another week of driving still. So that was interesting.
I could imagine.
You'd actually be in Canada right now.
Oh, mate, exactly. That's it. When the caravan in the car was wrecked, I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I was going to be selling it anyway when I went overseas because I was going to be gone for 2 years. So I was like, okay, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Then I lost the contract and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Now I have to find a shit box.
Yeah. So my cousin went back. We had a spare caravan that was at a property in Sydney. My cousin ran back, picked it up for me and brought it back on. And yeah, that's what I've been living in now. And then I ended up buying another car while we were in Adelaide, which is The one that's got the redback infestation. No,
There you
No
go.
wonder they were selling it.
exactly.
Love from Adelaide.
They were just giving it away.
Good luck.
But yeah, so that was all right before Christmas. So this was only,
Wow, Merry Christmas,
This was only a week
Jansen.
before Christmas or something like that. So we finally get across to Adelaide on the day before I'm supposed to fly out, and then so I get up in the morning, drive into Adelaide, get on the plane, and this is Christmas Eve that I get in there. And my son lives up there with his mum and her partner. So, I picked him up. It was good. My dad was going through chemotherapy at the time as well.
Oh
so,
my God.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't let up.
It just like it
When it
wasn't
rains, it
great.
pours.
You need
No.
to look
Yeah,
life
when
in the
it rains,
face.
it pours acid rain.
You need to look life in the face and say, stop. I do not like it. That's what they said in school. It never works,
Don't
but it
touch
makes
me
you
in the
feel a
no-no
bit
square.
better.
No,
Jesus
square.
Christ.
Don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Nery,
Sorry.
Um,
little jingle.
so what's your favorite trick to do?
It'd be the Wheel of Death.
Okay.
So
When
the Wheel
you
of
fall
Death.
out of it?
Yeah, no, when I fall out of it. Yeah.
When you don't boop your head.
Oh, I had a massive accident in South Africa on the wheel actually, and I was doing a somersault inside. I smacked my head, blacked out, rolled around inside it like a washing machine. Came out, hit one of the upright legs, dislocated my shoulder, tore the ligaments. Like the rotator cuff was completely gone.
Jesus.
So yeah, I've gone into hospital. They've given me an operation and everything like that. So I've got 3 pins in my shoulder. That's all fine, but when it happened, we had the editor of a newspaper was in the show watching.
Awesome.
So the next
what you
morning, it was straight up on the thing. Yeah. And there was a lady in the audience whose mum was the nurse on call in the hospital. So the mum, the nurse had the information before I'd even gotten to there, before paramedics had even said what the hell had happened.
Yeah.
Her daughter had called and said, "Hey, they're bringing him into you. This is what happened. Blah 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 blah." So she gets there and she's got everything ready to go, and they're just like, shoulders dislocated and it's dangling down to here.
Jesus
And they
Christ.
can't pop it into place because like the muscles are all tensed up, and they're sitting there and they're like jerking it around and moving it all and everything like that.
You were
And
still out of you were still
I'm
knocked
still out of it.
out.
I'm like coming to, and I'm like, huh.
What's going on?
Funniest part about it though is I was like,
Oh, hilarious.
it was great. So,
Oh my God.
I'm laying there, and when the paramedics finally came in, there was a guy and a girl, and the girl was drop dead gorgeous. And so I'm laying there, arm down to here, and I looked at her and I was like, "Oh, what are you doing after this?" Always on with the riz.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so
God.
back to the actual point of the story was we call it the Wheel of Death for a reason. Like it's dangerous, and people have died doing it. So when they released the statement on our Facebook page, some guy had gotten onto there and he's like, "Yeah, I was at the show. I want my money back."
What?
It's called the
Nobody
Wheel of Death,
died.
and the dude didn't die.
Oh,
What a
gosh.
dick.
How?
Oh no, it was a good one. It was a good one. That
Oh
was
my
for sure.
God.
Oh, he was,
That's like the people at like the restaurant. Like I used to work at this restaurant where you cook your own meat on a hot rock.
Oh yeah, I don't like that either.
Well, the thing is, right?
I'm not going
at
to pay someone to cook my own
Look, the
food.
food was damn good, but every night, without fail, someone's drunk uncle would be like, "My compliments to the chef," as you're clearing his plate.
Couldn't you just?
My ex did that joke.
Oh,
I was
cringe.
like, "You're that guy. Nobody likes you." Nobody.
See, I'm a dad, so I can say those jokes by
Yeah,
law.
you have-
I'm allowed to.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah, but
contract.
should
Exactly
you?
right. Yeah.
Should you though?
That's why you sign a birth certificate, to be like, I have these
Dad
rights.
jokes.
Yeah. You've
I
got
can
a
do dad
quota to
jokes.
fill every day.
There's dad jokes, and then there's that.
No, there is
Everybody
some
in the
cringe
restaurant
stuff
hates
out
you.
there, yeah. I do agree with you on that, and it's one of those things that everyone thinks they're a fucking comedian.
oh,
Yeah. Ooh, nobody died on the Wheel of Death. Fuck you.
Yeah. Oh,
You
don't
want
get me
someone to
wrong,
die on the Wheel of Death? Come up.
I laughed my ass off at that one. That was good. I'm sitting there and I was like trying to clap, and I'm like,
Don't.
well done.
If you laugh your ass off, you're just going to lose more body parts. You can't afford to lose.
You'll be half-wood like Nery.
Yeah.
It's fine.
you can be. Nope, I'm not
We
going to
know
say
a
that.
carpenter.
Yes.
You'll be Wood Brothers.
We could be wood buddies.
Wood buddies. That means something different where I'm from.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Okay, next question. So obviously you have quite a wheelhouse of things. What's something that you want to learn to do that you don't know how to?
Um,
If there's anything. You're like,
Kill redbacks, apparently.
yeah, that's that. I'd love to be able to hunt those little fuckers. I'm learning to play guitar.
love that.
And I really enjoy playing guitar. You know, like I'm not great at it. I can play. I can strum a chord. I can play some tabs and stuff like that. But I would love to be able to sing. If I could do anything, I would love to be able to sing. That's definitely one thing. Not
just for fun.
Just for fun, exactly.
Love
Like
that.
I love singing. And I think I sound amazing in my shower. Everybody else around the lot says no.
Well,
But-
to be fair, anyone can learn to sing. I know some stories of people who couldn't sing and then learned. And
Oh yeah, no, I got told that as well until I
anyone
actually
can
went to a vocal specialist and they're like, no, you can't.
it's all about practice. It's an instrument just like any other instrument.
It's fine.
true. That is
Anyone can do anything. Lucy-Furr, have an original hit song on Spotify and all streaming services called Summoned. I can't sing, but apparently I can quote unquote rap a
It's on
little bit.
all of my playlists.
Hell yes.
Every
I gotta check
playlist.
this
All
out.
right, but
Oh my
like,
God.
no, anyone can do anything. Just do
No,
it.
that is true. And
I definitely can't sing. When we were doing, we're doing the theatre show Eurobe they were telling you about, and they say, "What's your vocal range?" I wrote "in pain,"
They didn't take him seriously.
and I still have to sing in it, and I'm like, "Oh God!"
In part of the chorus,
yeah,
you're
but still.
fine.
Like,
You do a pretty good Johnny Cash.
yeah, but you see, that's the thing. If you're acting, you can sort of do things like that. You can get away with something. I just do it for fun. Like I sit in my caravan. My best mate, the one who crashed my car and caravan.
So your ex-best friend?
He's actually
kidding.
he's one of the most lovely human beings you'll ever met. Dreadlocks, like full on hippie. He's a vegetarian. I give him shit because I call him a vegan all the time. we're having a barbecue and I love barbecuing.
So
don't take this
you'd
wrong
say
way. I'm
you love
great
me.
at smoking meat.
You and I both. $1's $1.
we were having a barbecue and I got everyone to come along and I put some chicken wings and everything like that on, and my mate Tarly, the vegetarian, I was like, dude, I got you something as well. And he's like, oh, no way. I said, yeah. And I opened it up and I went and got some grass clippings and I just put them on the barbecue.
Bitch.
He pissed himself laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. But yeah, so he's parked right behind my caravan. So whenever I get the guitar out and I start playing and singing, he just pops his head and he goes, he's got a bit of a lisp and he's like, Jansen, you sound so beautiful.
Aww.
He is the most lovely human being you would ever met. Nice as pie. Like, absolutely amazing. And
He sounds like the kind of person you just want to put in your pocket.
he looks like he belongs in Nowra, though. That's the problem.
What you saying?
But yeah,
Oh.
so I do love that. So being able to having somebody say, "Oh, it sound," like you just. It doesn't sound good, but it just, he goes, you sound good. Like you're putting your heart and soul in it.
Home on the range.
So what do you play? What do you got?
I love playing country.
Nice.
Yeah, so Luke Combs specifically.
Nice.
Like Fast Car was one of the first songs that I learned to play. So the guitar I bought in America in 2023 when we were over there. And yeah, that was just as Luke Combs released Fast Car, the cover.
Nice.
So that was what I started playing, and I love playing it. And apart from that, I try and play some like guitar riffs and everything like that as well, just with the electric guitar, just for fun, because I'm like, I love the sound of that. I'm going to try that out.
Yeah.
Love
And we have a guitarist that's on our show as well, and a singer, and he's phenomenal with the stuff that he does. And me and him have a bit of a chat every now and then, and he was saying to me, he goes, dude, you don't need to know how to play guitar well unless you're going into music theory and everything like this. He said, just play what sounds good to you.
And just
It's expression.
have fun
Exactly,
with
yeah.
it.
So I'll chuck on Teddy Swims or Jelly Roll. And
I fucking love Jelly Roll.
I'm going to see him when he's in Sydney. I
Love
already
it.
bought my ticket. I'm so excited to go see him.
Jealous.
But Save Me from Jelly Roll, I can play that on guitar as
Oh,
well.
love.
Nice.
And I
totally
love
know
playing
what
it and
Jelly
I
Roll
love
is.
singing at the same time. It's such a
You
beautiful
got
song.
homework to do.
I got homework to do.
You know,
apparently.
That's
I
offensive.
don't listen to new stuff. You
We'll
know I don't
watch
listen to new stuff.
SummerSlam. Jelly Roll's in the audience.
Oh, amazing.
Wait, I think I remember you saying, is that Jelly Roll? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's got like
Silly.
tats all over himself.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
And he's phenomenal. He's on the board of committee to try and get fentanyl like taken off of the
Good.
streets and everything like that too.
Because
Like,
that's what he was on, right?
that he was on fentanyl,
Yeah.
and he ended up in prison and stuff from it. But he's now trying
He's
to
turned
get it all
around
banned. Oh yeah,
big time.
he's doing some amazing work, and he's working with some amazing artists as well.
Yeah.
Like some
That's not the
I-
Ren person, is it?
No,
Ren is
Ren's
amazing
different.
too. My
Because I know there was a
God.
drug thing with
Yeah.
that guy too. so.
No, so Jelly Roll, I found Jelly Roll with his recent collaboration with Eminem.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
it. The true
And I'm
statement.
like,
That's
hello?
how I found him as well.
Who is
yeah.
this angelic little voice?
Yeah,
and then
right.
every fucking song. It's not often I can go to an artist, hit play at the start of their songs, and just every single one, I'm like, wow, this is my
Yeah.
favorite. Wow, this is my favorite.
Yep.
Soul.
That's awesome. I'm
Soul.
going to check that
Yeah.
I'll
out.
show you the Eminem song. It is
You got
heartbreaking.
homework.
I'm probably heard you listening to the Eminem one and just not registered it.
Yeah, no,
Maybe.
he's got some really good songs. There's a song specifically called "Hear Me Out," and it's just so beautiful. Like I love music that tells a story.
Yeah.
You know, I absolutely love that. And every song that he sings, there's a couple on there. Obviously, it's like anyone. You don't just putting out bangers all the time. You're putting
Yeah.
out stuff that you like.
Yeah.
You know, like that you enjoy doing and singing.
And he
But
pours his soul.
he does. You can hear the love that he's got for that, and that's what I love about country music as well. Is certain country songs you can hear the tone in their voice of the feelings. You know, like
yeah.
you can they're actually
Absolutely.
feeling it and living it. I don't like that generated crap. You know, like
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. Some of the performers that are out there are really good at what they do. But I watched Charlie, what's her name? Charlie XC.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we went and watched her in Adelaide this year, and every song just sounded the same to me.
Yeah.
And that's not me being a dick about it. That's me being serious. I'm like, I thought she was singing the same song
On
over
repeat.
and over. And I was like, oh, okay. And
Okay,
like
then.
all she done is like strutted up and down in a mini skirt the whole stage. And I was like, okay, now I'm interested.
You have
Man.
my attention.
But no, yeah, I get you. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't listen to new music much anymore. Like, I just,
It's hard to find good stuff. It's
I like
really hard
the
to find
classic.
But when you find
Stuff.
good stuff,
Yes.
you latch
Yeah.
onto it.
See, Teddy Swims was the same. I've only listened to a few songs from Teddy Swims, but oh Jesus, same thing. Beautiful voice, absolutely amazing. And apparently, he's amazing to watch in live. You know, friends of mine have seen him live.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so excited to see Jelly Roll.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
me and my mate, we drove from Adelaide to Melbourne to go watch Luke Combs. Like we bought tickets to go see it. We
Nice.
drove the whole way. That was an 8-hour drive there and an 8-hour drive back.
Jeez.
Mind you, we'd just done a show. we slept for a couple of hours, got in the car, drove, went and watched him, drove all the way back, got back on site, and we started pulling down at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Commitment.
Damn.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, that's why I've seen Iron Maiden twice. I'll watch him every
Oh,
time.
Iron
that'd
Maiden
be-
was
that would've
so
been cool,
good.
yeah.
I wasn't even a huge fan. Like, he just listened to it a lot. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're cool. Seeing them live, the showmanship. That
Yeah,
old man can do things that I can't even have the energy to do.
See, I saw Cold Chisel last year in Newcastle, and they were phenomenal. They didn't perform because they're not performers. You know, they're
Musicians.
for a lack of better word,
Artists.
they're a pub band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's,
100%.
and that's who they're playing to
Yeah.
is those people. Jimmy will get on and tell a story or two, and then he'll sing another couple of songs. Then
Yeah.
he'll get back and sing another, tell a story again. And they were phenomenal live, and they sounded exactly how they would on their records.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
And it's
Phenomenal.
good. It's good when you can see the artist doing
Yeah,
the artist.
exactly.
That's why one of my dreams is to see Bruce Springsteen live.
Oh,
If I
that'd
could
be
ever
good,
see Bruce Springsteen live, I'll die a happy man.
yeah, that would be good.
But you got to be ready for like a 4-hour conversation because he just talks apparently the whole time. What would you tell someone wanting to get into the industry?
Oh, there's
Don't do it.
so much that I would say. Yeah, don't do it.
Stretch.
Start.
Stretching is essential.
Stretching is essential. Stretching is
Got it.
essential. I do not stretch anymore.
And that's why you've got pins in your
exactly,
shoulder.
and that's why my body is broken. I wake up in the morning and I'm like hunched over like an old man. I'm like, walking on the heels of my feet. 'Cause I'm like, oh fuck, oh that hurts, oh shit. And then you got to loosen up a little bit. And no, stretching is definitely a big thing of it. But I will say this about this industry and kind of any industry: practice, 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 practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes progression.
Yeah.
And don't be scared of failing because you can't succeed without failure. The amount of times that I've fallen and gotten back up again, same as juggling. I was a juggler. That was the very first act that I ever done, was juggling. And I was 12 years old when I done it. And, I was never a phenomenal juggler, but I was a great performer. I could present an act really well. I could go in there with 3 clubs or 5 balls, a couple of rings and stuff like that, and I could sell the act.
Yep.
Cody, our guy that we've got on our show now, he used to watch me when he was growing up, and he used to ask me for tips. And he would say to me, "Oh, how do you do 5 clubs?" And I'd be like, "Well, you got to do triple spins." I said, "I do triple spins because I do fast juggling." But then over the years, he could never do it, and he come to me and he's like, "No, it's double spins." And I was like,
"Oh,
yes,
okay,
that's true." And then so the day that he bypassed me, I just kind of went, "Okay, I'm done."
Do you want my clubs?
And he's gone on to represent Australia overseas for festivals and shows and stuff like that with juggling, and he's won numerous awards for his juggling. And he was always a shy kid growing up, and watching him perform, he'd do an amazing trick. And then he'd sort of stop and bow his head and then turn around and grab another set of things. And I'm like, I'd be watching him, and people would come up to the show that he was working for, my cousin. She'd be like, "Hey, can you teach him how to present himself a bit more, or perform a bit, put a bit of oomph into it?" And I'd say that to him. I'd be like, "Dude, when you, instead of just going straight away to do it, be cheeky with the people, grab one of the rings and fan yourself down and be like, whew, stuff like that, flirt a little bit."
Yeah.
And over the years, he'd progressed so much. And even in the last 3 years, watching him a couple of years before he joined us, because he only joined us last year in Adelaide. And that was only by chance that my cousin's wife was having a baby, and he left to go over to Perth to be with her for that. So we had to throw him in the show to do it. And for him, he'd never worked in an adult style show before. So he was asking for, he's like, what do I do? Do I need to do this? I said, just because it's an adult show doesn't mean it has to be adult content. You don't have to make everything sexy or dirty or anything like that. Same with the clown that we got on the show, he's like, "Oh, I don't know how to really work for this." And it's like, not everything has to be dirty or anything like that. You don't have to make a joke. You don't have to swear or this, that, and the other. Yes,
slip a nipple every now and then.
Exactly, yeah. So in the last...
Borrow one of mine. I've got 3 of them.
So in the last year of Cody being there, he's worked so hard on being more natural in the ring. And he's one of the best acts in our show. And one of the best presented acts, in our show as well. And he's just done so well. And that's just from progressing and practicing and constantly being
nice.
So I would say that to anyone is just practice. Find something that you love and stick to it. Don't think that you're going to get it in one go.
And I think what you said, the best way, because it's similar to any kind of stage performance, is what you said. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes progress.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Love it. 10
It's
out
when
of
you
10.
it's when you give up on yourself that you start to struggle. You've got to have the confidence in it, and you've got to just try.
Yeah.
It's also good because it's like you said, it's not just the performance, but it's the presentation you put forward as well, which I think a lot of people don't think about.
No.
A lot of people's like, well, I got to do the job, I got to do my bit.
Exactly
and that's it,
right.
and I'm out. And
look, I've seen some amazing performers over the years, phenomenal tricks, phenomenal act and everything like that, beautiful costumes and stuff. But there's no life in their presentation, And sometimes it's the act itself that requires it to be, serious and stern and all of that. For us, we were in Germany, there was 4 of us, we had 2 wheels side by side. And this show is very contemporary. So it's not like a traditional circus where you style and you get the crowd clapping, come on. They said that to us from day dot. They're like, this is not a circus. Remember that. You do not do that. You stand strong. You demand the applause. And so for us, me and my cousin, we were working, and we're both born and bred in the circus. So for us, we're presenters. We perform for people. The other 2 guys are from Colombia, and the same thing. They're South Americans, so they shake the hips and get the body rolls and stuff like that going. And we got told none of that, and we're like,
really?
Oh shit, okay. So we're sitting there and we're like, this is opening night, and we're like, okay, how do we do this? We've basically been told everything that we know, throw it out the window, and so we're like, let's just go in and do it how they want us to do. So we've gone in and done it, and the crowd was still loving it. Don't get me wrong, but we're sitting there and you just sort of get anxious because you're like, I'm not doing how I'm doing it. Yeah. So the next night we've started doing it. As soon as we stopped to do our style, I started stomping my foot And then I was like looking at the crowd and like get my hand beating as well. And then they just started clapping from one side to the other. And it just got a domino effect of that.
Nice.
And it was like boom, 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 boom. And they just started clapping and cheering. And it was like, oh, that's the key. So
Love it.
we kept that in. And then from then on, we started to perform how we perform, you know, like we'll throw the hands up and, you know, get the people like scared or something like that, you know, put your hand on your chest and be like, oh shit, you know, because
little flourish.
That's what people want. They want real.
Absolutely.
You know, they want someone who's natural. And that's what I love about our show. Like everything that I do in our show, it's just all comes natural.
It's literally like a 15 out of 10.
The German promoter give you any shit for
No,
that?
it was funny because he was watching the show up on the top of the seating, and at the end of our act we stand there for the applause, and we will stand there for as long as the applause is going, more or less. But we still have a certain cue that we have to hit to leave. And the crowd were just like, we were getting standing ovation, and they're just sitting there cheering and clapping and everything like that. And I'm just looking at the crowd and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And I look up at the top of the seating and he's standing up there and he's got a big smile on his face. And then he just looks down at his watch and starts tapping it. And I'm like, okay. So I pull my hair out of the hair tie, and I like start shaking it around, getting the rock style going, like while they're doing it. Nice. And the crowd just starts roaring.
Love it.
And he didn't say anything. He was just like, good show. And that was it. I was like, okay, sweet.
Good job.
Look, when you prove someone wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right, producer. So, on that note, we're going to stop here for the moment. Please tune in next week to hear part 2 of this very fun interview with Jansen from Infamous The Show. Now, if you book your tickets, you can go to these shows on Friday the 5th of September, Saturday the 6th of September, or Sunday the 7th of September. Do it. Why are you still here? Go book your tickets. Bye.